Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, I'd like to welcome you in this video in which we will start studying module 4 with its subject. The subject is human nature. Human means all the people, all people, nature اللي هي الطبيعة البشرية. We have some discussion here. Discuss what do you think are some common characteristics among humans. يعني ماذا تعتقد البعض common characteristics اللي هي الخصائص المميزة المشتركة among humans بين البشر. In other meanings, what distinguishes humans from animals. يعني ايه اللي يميز البشر عن الحيوانات؟ What do you think are some common characteristics among humans? I think the most common or the most or the strongest characteristic that distinguish بتميز humans from animals is thinking and feelings اللي هي المشاعر والتفكير. Thinking and feelings. What kind of problems do young people? You are young people, so what kind of problem do you face today? What problems do young people face today? The most problem for most young people is I think it is lack of opportunities, lack of jobs. Okay, maybe you have another opinion. How do they cope with them? Cope with يعني يتوافقوا معها. كيف يتوافقوا مع هذه deal with these problems مع هذه المشكلات. You must have or you should have good education. You should have enough skills or good skills to cope with or overcome لكي تتغلبوا تتغلبوا على these problems على هذه المشكلات. Now let's go to the reading. Here in exercise A, look at the pictures. What do you think happened to these people? Read and check your answers. Here, share your most embarrassing moments. This reading will talk about three embarrassing situations for three people. We will read about them. هنا بيقول لك share يعني شارك your most embarrassing moments اللي هي اللحظات المحرجة. هنا shades of shame. Shame اللي هو الخجل, being shy or being embarrassed. Shades اللي هي هنا means levels يعني مستويات أو أطياف الخجل. Here blushing grows. Blushing means turning red. We can say blushing face means red face. Okay, when you are pretty or shy, a little shy, you have a blushing face. Here beetroot red. Here when you are very embarrassed or very shy, you have beetroot red. In this level or this shade, you are extremely very embarrassed. Bag over your head and hide under the table. Okay, so these are three levels or three shades of embarrassing situations. Let's go for the first paragraph. This paragraph tells us about Robbie. Robbie had an embarrassing situation that happened with him, and we are going to read about it. I don't know why embarrassing things keep happening to me. Why me? Just the other day, a few days ago, I was walking down the street with my friends from college when I ran into my history professor. I met by chance my history professor. Ran into means came across my history professor. I decided to say hello, so I looked at him with a big grin. With a big smile. Grin means smile. بابتسامة عريضة on my face and walked towards him. واتجهت نحوه. He didn't seem to recognize me. هو لم يتعرف علي. So as he was walking past me, I called his name. The professor finally turned around, looked back at me, but had an alarmed look, as if something was about to go terribly wrong. He had an alarmed look, a worried look, okay? He was warning me, okay? Then suddenly I felt like someone had hit me in the face. شعرت كما لو كان حد ضربني على وجهي. Someone had hit me in the face with a brick. A brick هنا اللي هو اللي هو قالب من الطوب. We use bricks to build a wall or a house. I was shocked for a moment. I was surprised for a moment, amazed, and then I realized I had walked into a lamppost. This is a lamppost, okay? A lamppost. The professor tried not to laugh. حاول إنه لا يضحك, but my friends burst out laughing. Or they were laughing aloud. If I had known things would turn out this way, I would have stayed at home. I had totally made a fool of myself. I put myself in an embarrassing situation. Beetroot red. Here, this means that Robbie was very embarrassed. Okay, let's go to the second paragraph. I thought here we will read about Daryl and embarrassing situations that happened to Daryl and his bag. We will know the relationship between this paragraph and this bag. This is Daryl's bag. I thought it would be a normal school day, just like all the days, but it sure wasn't. I was late, so I ran all the way to school. As I sat down, I noticed a very unpleasant smell, very bad smell. Soon enough, after a short time, the other students went hysterical, went crazy. They were crazy, asking each other where it was coming from. The teacher, where it was coming from. The bad smell, okay, where the bad smell was coming from. The teacher was getting annoyed because he hates interruptions. He didn't want anyone to cut his speaking. And the smell seemed to be getting worse. It seemed to be coming from under my desk. The smell was coming from under Daryl's desk, where my bag was. The smell, in fact, was coming from the bag. So I opened the bag, and to my horror, I realized what it was. You see, about a week ago, my mom had made me a cheese sandwich, which I had forgotten all about. The only solution, الحل الوحيد, was to get rid of it, نتخلص منه fast. So as my teacher turned his back to write something on the board, I slowly took the sandwich out of my bag, making an effort, trying hard not to be noticed. However, one of the boys saw me and ruined, destroyed everything, as he couldn't help, he couldn't stop himself. Couldn't help means couldn't stop himself, telling everyone, Daryl's the one, he's got a smelly sandwich. Everyone looked at me, of course, and started laughing. They made fun of me. They made fun of me. They laughed at me weeks afterwards, which drove me up the wall, which annoyed me a lot. So Daryl was extremely embarrassed. Bag over your head and hide under the table. Okay, the third paragraph. Here we will read about James. Blushing rose. Blushing rose means that he was a little embarrassed. I was over at a friend's house and we were having a great time. He was spending the night at a friend's house. He was visiting his friend and we were having a great time. Then some of the boys started telling scary stories. As one of my friends stood in the middle of the room with the lights off, telling his story with the lights off, the lights were off, and he was telling his story. It was dark. I thought it was time for me to play one of my jokes on them. I found a torch in the kitchen and I went outside using the back door so that nobody would see me. My plan was to get in through the living room window, holding the torch and pretending, acting to be a burglar, to be a thief. Okay, that I thought would definitely scare everybody. He wanted to scare them. Unfortunately, he will take his punishment here. Unfortunately, as I was climbing, this is climbing, in through the window, I fell down and landed on a cactus. This is cactus, okay, on a cactus. David, one of my friends, turned on the lights and everyone went outside to see what was going on. There was a moment of silence. Everyone was silent, and then everybody started laughing. At first I just wanted the ground to open and swallow me. He wanted the ground to hide him inside, but then I started laughing too. He was a little embarrassed. Here we will go to the exercise B. Read the text again and write R for Robbie, J for James, D for Daryl for the statements below. It took me a while to realize what happened. I think this was Robbie, okay, when he hit the post, when he hit the lamp post. I was trying to get someone's attention. This also Robbie, okay, when he wanted to get his professor's attention. In fact, Robbie. I enjoyed what happened as much as the others. I think this is James. I wanted to throw something away, okay, the sandwich, okay, this is Daryl. I was annoyed by the way the others reacted. Also, this is Daryl. I was trying to do something funny when the accident happened. I think this is James, when he wanted to attract his professor's attention and hit the post. Okay, let's go to the next exercise. Here is matching. Run into means run into, meet by chance, pretend, behave as if, يتصرف كما لو, go hysterical, go crazy, make an effort, trying hard, can't help, can't stop, not able to control your behavior, لا يتحكم في تصرفه, drive somebody up the wall, annoy somebody. Okay, here we have come to the end of this video. Thank you very much for joining me. Till we meet in the next video. Goodbye and good luck.